Dr. Paul Saladino. What is he going to eat? Maybe salad? Saladino? You get it? Let's begin.
What's up, guys? I'm going to show you what I eat in a day in October of 2024. I basically still eat an animal-based diet. It's meat, it's organs, it's fruit, it's honey, it's raw dairy. Tweak some things since last year's video, so I want to show you all the details of this, give you some ideas of how to create this type of a diet in your life. It's something that
He has a good life.
I think helps a lot of people. I don't think you need to eat exactly like me. I want this to be helpful as a blueprint, and you can add or subtract from it based on what works for you.
Wow, his veins are amazingly insane.
In case you're not familiar with my stuff, I'm a board certified medical doctor.
He works out, but in a balanced way. It's because he wants to show his audience that he has a good appearance, is fit. I would say that he is more active than being a rat gym and a person that likes a lot exercise. Is not addictive to exercise. I would say this is more active, more sportive, more a sportive guy than a gym rat.
Doctor. I spend most of my time in Costa Rica. I make free educational content because I feel like the mainstream medical system is not.
It's the first time he is using a free t-shirt. I'm disappointed by this doctor. Anyways,
Not telling people how powerful changing the quality
indeed, I like to match these tables. I don't have a table like this. I have just a little one to eat my steak, but these are magical.
of the foods in your diet can be for your health. More muscle mass, better libido, better sleep, weight loss, reversing autoimmune disease.
Blah 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 blah.
Resurf mini meal, which is raw goat's milk from a local farm. I've actually been to this farm. They're incredible people.
This doctor asked guys to eat raw food mostly. His steaks are not well done, but they're mostly cooked, but good enough than most of the carnivores out there that eat dry meat overcooked.
I've milked the goats there. I've seen the goats. They take really great care of their goats. So I have raw goat milk from the farm. I add some glyphosate-free honey, and I add about 5 grams of creatine. I might have a little bit of watermelon juice before I go surf, but that is pretty much it. I'm in the car and I'm in the ocean. I try to be in the ocean by.
It's pretty active, as you can see. He mentioned when he wakes up, the first thing he does is surfing.
6 a.m. I'll surf for a couple hours and then I come back and eat breakfast. After I get home from surfing, hopefully I caught a few waves. I'll make.
FlexJobs is the #1 job site to find remote work from home and flexible
Scrambled eggs, avocado, mango slices, and some watermelon juice, which I make myself. But there's a secret to the scrambled eggs. So I've been trying to.
For example, this meal doesn't suit me pretty well to my stomach because too much liquid. It's not good for me. I speak for myself. It's my case. I don't know you guys. If eating too much liquid during your food suits you well, you don't have cramps, stomach aches. In my case, I do. In a medium level to low, I would say, but it's not the end of the world. But I prefer not to eat too much liquid during my food. But if he does pretty well, welcome.
Perfect the scrambled eggs. Maybe you'll disagree with my methods. What I do is this. I separate the yolks and the whites. I add salt to the whites before I scramble them. I scramble just the whites slowly, taking them off the heat to scramble, then putting them back. I'm trying to get the whites as fluffy as possible. And then I take the raw yolks, and I know this is controversial. I take the raw yolks and I add them.
Come on, Dr. Saladino. Just put a tap over it and you will see that the jug is not going to be cooked. I I do like this. My my jug remains intact. They are mostly raw. Um, the white part is mostly cooked. It's not well cooked, but it's mostly cooked. But it doesn't matter because the problem comes when you eat a lot of raw white egg.
Those to the scrambled whites at the end because I'd probably rather just not cook the yolks or undercook the yolks. When I make hard-boiled eggs, I like the yolks runny. I just like runny eggs. So I thought, why not just add the yolks at the end and not really overcook them? So it looks different than regular scrambled eggs, but it tastes amazing, and the yolks are basically raw. If you're worried about getting sick, like salmonella or campylobacter from raw yolks, you don't really need to be concerned about this. If those are on the outside of the shell, which is rare but possible, if the yolk membrane is still intact, it hasn't actually touched the outside of the shell, and the chance of contamination is very, very low. If you're really worried about that stuff, fine. Cook your yolks too, but I feel fine, just as good as possible. The other thing to think about when you're doing eggs is that if you want to just eat the yolk raw, you can, but don't eat the whites raw. Egg whites contain a people think vegetables not in conditions. Fruit, we know, has much lower amounts of plant defense chemicals. This is the whole idea of an animal-based diet or a carnivore diet. You guys know that I used to do a carnivore diet, have now transitioned to this type of eating. Why do I call it an animal-based diet? Because it is based around animal foods. What have I had so far today? I've had, and a lot of doctors don't talk about this at all. So that's my breakfast. Next is lunch. Okay, so this is what my lunch usually looks like. Between breakfast and lunch, I usually do research, podcasts.
I like cucumbers. The problem sometimes comes when I add some fruits, especially those who contains a lot of fiber, who contains the peel, like I don't know, like apples, pears, whatnot. But cucumber peeled, it's not a problem because this is a low sugary food too. Even by eating with the peel, cucumbers always suits me good.
Thinking about social media content, creative stuff. Eat lunch around noon or 1 p.m. during the day, and I'm usually going to eat something like skirt steak. It's grass-fed, grass-finished.
This fruit, what is this fruit? It had some hair over it. It's it's an interesting fruit. It's called rambutan, I think. I wonder what good the taste is like. Pretty interesting.
During the day, and I'm usually going to eat something like skirt steak. It's grass-fed, grass-finished, regeneratively raised. And I think about the salt that I put on the steak. So,
hey, I'm Camille with 30daysinger.com. I have a quick and fun singing tip for you today for better riff.
I used to not be
Salt not needed. Paul Salatino. Cheese is loaded with salt. Most of the cheese are loaded with salt, even if they are raw. They are They have a concentration of minerals, good minerals, indeed. It's naturally high in sodium. You don't have to add salt, but everyone his own.
so keyed into this, but I saw a recent analysis of many sea salts that a lot of us use, and I actually really like the Jacobson one. I don't have any affiliation with that company. In California, in your sea salt, having make regeneratively raised, local butcher. I've got some Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, about 100 grams. I am going to do some
his steak is kind of dry. I could not see properly if this is medium or rare. I don't know exactly.
Fresh squeezed orange juice. I get all of my produce from farmers markets here. It's all organic, or so they tell me, and I like to make my own orange juice. I don't worry about the sugar in orange juice. I'm very active, and there's tons of research showing that orange juice, watermelon juice, grape juice, all the juices really improve endothelial function inside of your blood vessels. They decrease lipid peroxidation, they decrease DNA damage. So I'm getting fiber from, if I'm eating watermelon without the juice, I'm getting fiber from cucumber, I'm getting fiber from fruit that I'm eating like this rambutan or mamoncino. I don't worry about trying to do massive amounts of fiber in the day. I also don't necessarily fear it anymore. I eat a mix of fruit juice and fruit throughout the day. I get my carbohydrates also from honey, as you've seen. And so I don't worry about orange juice. Obviously, scale the amount of carbohydrates in your diet to how active you are. But I do not believe, and I will make this very clear, I do not believe there is any evidence that fruit or fruit juice contribute to insulin resistance or diabetes in any way, shape, or form in humans. In fact, there is good evidence that watermelon juice and many of the fruit juices actually improve insulin sensitivity and improve glucose tolerance. There's actually been a study done.
I agree with him. Sugar things, foods every now and then is good if you restrict from this element called sugar carbohydrates. You'll probably be craving in the future sweet foods. It's a balanced diet. You have your sugar to feel that you are not restricted. You're going to taste that sweet stuff in your mouth, so you're not likely to get some kind of junky bread, sugary added stuff. You're not going to be craving those stuff. So this is a balanced diet. You have your fats, your carbohydrates, and your protein. Digestion could be good if not too much sugar is added, but it's up to you. It's when it comes to be active during the day, so you're going to be conscious whether added a specific amount of sugar during the day or not. Depends on your day activities.
Where they gave people watermelon juice, interestingly enough, when they were doing a glucose tolerance test. And those patients' glucose tolerance actually improved when they had the watermelon juice. So don't fear fruit and fruit juice. If you find other sources of carbohydrates work better for you, that's great. This is what works for me. I've got some cucumber here. Cucumber's a fruit, not a vegetable. Again, I'm not a huge fan of the leaves, the stems, the roots, the seeds of plants. I feel better without it. My autoimmune issues, which are eczema and asthma, are much better when I don't eat vegetables. But if you can eat vegetables, knock yourself out. So I got cucumber, mamoncino, as we call them in Costa Rica. They're also called rambutan, skirt steak, Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, and orange juice that I squeeze myself with some very low heavy metal salt. That's my lunch. I'll probably take a break this afternoon, do a little workout, go down to the skate ramp, skate. I might.
Wow. Let's see again. He's so shredded.
Parmigiano Reggiano cheese and orange juice that I squeeze myself with some very low heavy metal salt. That's my lunch. I'll probably take a break this afternoon.
I'd say that he needs to consume a little bit of fat. Having not too much fat could be bad for you, doctor. Maybe add some butter, tallow to just have a little bit of fat. This is too much fat for me.
Afternoon, do a little workout, go down to the skate ramp, skate. I might get on the slack line or something. All these things I'll do in the afternoon to kind of break up my workday flow. And then around 5:30 or so is dinner time. I will see you guys then. Okay, dinner time. It started to rain in Costa Rica, which happens this time of the year. I've got some grass-fed ground beef. Ground beef is amazing. It has a lot of collagenous parts of the animal in it, a lot of the stuff that's a little tougher, and it's super affordable. So I like ground beef for collagen, and I like it because it's affordable. Again, grass-fed, grass-finished ground beef that I actually got at a farmer's market here. I got some raw liver, and I just do it raw.
Come on, doctor. This is a tiny, tiny, tiny raw liver. Come on, at least it's a little bit more to get your vitamin A. But anyways, you're consuming vitamin A that's coming from fruits. Yeah, but anyway, for those who likes liver, especially raw, you're not going to eat it like like this. This is like mostly like a supplement. I know that this is like a supplement for him. But anyways, a little bit more, please.
Raw. I freeze it before. I trust the butcher, and I trust that the liver is high quality. There's always a risk to eating anything raw, whether it's raw milk or raw organs, but I've never gotten sick from eating raw liver. Knock on wood. I've got some dragon fruit.
Dragon fruit. I swear it was aubergine. No, what's the name? The purple stuff. That's a root, but purple. I know, but I swear it was other thing. But yeah, dragon fruit. It's not my favorite. I don't know why it costs a lot, but it's not my favorite. It's not like the mangoes or something like that.
Tropics, and it's delicious. And I've got some more watermelon juice and raw.
Indeed, he drinks a lot of watermelon. That's good because it adds to your nitric oxide or something like that helps you to have a good diameter, to have a good fluent, to have, I know, for your blood when you are training like this auto does, you are going to get the pump, the more oxygen between your body, between your veins, and that's a good stuff.
Milk with honey. If you can't eat liver, if you don't have access to liver, or you don't want to eat liver, which you could also cook, by the way, something like hardened soil supplement.
But the mixing, the combining, I think that's not good for everybody. I remember eating watermelon with peanuts, the worst combination ever. So I then had a terrible stomachache during the night, couldn't sleep. I think that was mostly for consuming the peanuts. Peanuts, it's allergic. It's allergic food. And when combining with this watermelon, it was a terrible combination. So my stomach didn't like it. I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna give it a try to try watermelon with all the stuff, but never with with peanuts again. Never. They say that it's better to eat it watermelon alone by itself and not combining with other fruits. But everybody's different. Again,
This might be a great option for you. Desiccated, freeze-dried organs are pretty darn good if you're not going to do the real thing, but getting organs in your life is a huge upgrade to your nutrition. If you look at things like Chronometer And I'm gonna do a chronometer video follow-up to this whole what I eat in a day, where I show you guys the breakdown. I'll show you the micronutrients, the macros, and even having a half an ounce of liver in your diet every day is gonna improve things like copper, molybdenum, biotin, vitamin A. It's a huge
Vitamin A. For those who struggle with acne, vitamin A is essential.
upgrade to your life, having even a little bit of organs. A lot of days I'll add some heart as well, but if you don't want to do that, do freeze-dried organs like heart and soil. Okay, so let me show you guys how I do liver. I just take the raw piece in the mouth, swallow
You swallowed.
it down the hatch just like that. You don't have to do that. I just feel like that's the easiest way to do it. You could also cook it, but if you like the taste, you can chew it. So
He takes it like a pill. Come on, doctor. Chew it. Feel the flavor around the mouth, because liver is tasty. It's fucking tasty. It's bullshit or what, doctor?
that's my dinner. That is how I'm gonna end the day. I'll probably eat dinner around 5:30 or something. I go to sleep pretty early because I get up so early to surf. I try and finish eating about
He sleeps very early, I would say, to wake up at 6 a.m. And this doctor prioritizes a lot his sleep. If he achieves to sleep 8 hours, she could be sleeping at 10 at maximum, 10 a.m., 10 p.m., excuse me. Nice.
about 2 hours before I go to sleep, or 3. And yeah, ideally I'll be sharing my dinner with friends or family, community. In the afternoon between lunch and dinner, I might get down to the skate ramp. I might spend some time working out and moving. If it's not pouring rain like it is right now, I'll watch the sunset after I eat dinner, or I'll watch the end of the day, try to help the circadian rhythm get kind of sorted. I try not to have blue light after dark. I avoid looking at my computer.
A lack of this stuff. Even I got my sleep fast. I would like to try this, because who knows, maybe I'm going to develop in the future insomnia or something like that, because my house is repleted with light blue, Wi-Fi, the computer, the laptops around me. Let's go try it.
In my phone, or I put them on the red light settings as much as I can in the evening. And before I go to sleep, I try to calm down and not look at devices and not stimulate my brain and stuff. So that's what I eat in a day, guys. Again, it's an animal-based diet. It's organs like liver, heart, meat, grass-fed beef, and skirt steak at lunch. Fruit, I had dragon fruit, I had mango, I had mamoncino, I had watermelon juice, I had orange juice today, and raw dairy. I had raw goat's milk with honey, and I had raw Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, which is a cow cheese. So this type of a diet has helped me feel really good. If you guys know my story, a carnivore diet helped me understand that a lot of foods that we think of as healthy were actually.
Okay, this is the end of the video. A little revise from this doctor, SALADINO. Bye bye.